ESPN acquires the NFL network, and since we are NFL Central, the number one spot, we got to talk about everything you need to know for our upcoming season, for the NFL season in years and years to come, in a major move by the NFL and ESPN. We're going to talk about it, break it all down right after this.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, with some major news on today's channel. But before we get into it, if you're tuned in, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So we got major news that is going to affect us as NFL fans and watchers, and us covering it over here for at least the part of watching the content or watching the entertainment and watching the greatest sport in the world. So ESPN, they went out there and acquired NFL Central and a major NFL Central, not yet, but the NFL network and all the major rights. And it will now be owned and operated by ESPN, which will control the network's linear and digital rights. ESPN is acquiring the NFL network and other national football leagues media assets, including the linear rights to the league's popular Red Zone channel, in a deal that would see the NFL get a 10% equity stake in the All Sports Network. It announced not too long ago. But ESPN will also require the NFL's fantasy league product, so there will no longer be a ESPN fantasy league, and the NFL Network fantasy league is what is appearing is going to take place, but it's something that has looked like it's now going to be merged into one product, and now you're gonna get everything from ESPN, which is like, hey, I don't blame him. It's just a lot of things that takes place with those fantasy leagues, and just to have it at one central location, that is pretty damn good to me. Um, NFL Red Zone, they talking about that. Pretty much said that that is something that is going to still kind of remain the same. But the NFL is going to add additional games to ESPN is going to add additional NFL games to uh their lineup, now bringing that total up to 28 games. So just some more information on that. Me one in, they will still keep some of those things the same, but just understand that ESPN now controls the media and all the extracurriculars that goes on with the commentary and things like that. ESPN still will have its certain productions that will take place, like NFL films, etc., etc. But now it's more of a collaborative thing, with ESPN being the big dog in this deal. And then we still don't know what's to come, but we do know ESPN will be launching a streaming service. So it's going to be interesting to see how they offer more games out to the public. I'm still trying to see what takes place with NFL Sunday Ticket, because it is a hefty price for one. And if you forgot to unsubscribe for the automatic renewal, you just got charged not too long ago. I'm just saying, and I'm bringing it up because I'm one of those. I'm like, dang, but it hit me. But this definitely changed a lot of things, because right now, a lot of people that consumes content are not really big fans of ESPN. So you want to see how do they cater to the NFL's fan base, but also make sure that they're kind of keeping the two entities separate, but still having a collaboration to deliver, the daily things that they continuously do at ESPN, like with shows like Get Up and First Take, and then NFL Live, and then over there on NFL, Good Morning Football, I believe is the name. But it's going to be interesting, how do you kind of keep those two things separate, but also don't allow NFL Network to become ESPN per se, depending on how you kind of set these things up. Because if we thinking about ESPN, it was once this great platform. I still think it has a lot of great things attached to it, but right now it seems like they're trying to change the mode a little bit, and it's more like content creators and more about hot takes. And back then, we got shows like Around the Horn, Cold Pizza, Pardon the Interruption, a little bit of everything, and not necessarily based on the hot take. So that's why right now you're looking at a network that is kind of feeling the pressure a little bit from some people who were longtime followers of ESPN, who's not necessarily feeling the network, at least right now. Me personally, I'm a daily listener of shows like Get Up and First Take, but then after that, you won't catch me on there. This is just how it was. But that was a once in my life to where I just turned it on and never turned it off, because you will get the morning shows, you will get the debate shows, you will get the let's go around in a circle shows and the NFL networks and the NBA todays and things like that. But eh, maybe I'm just interested a little bit more things with like tuning into some other shows, maybe some of the people that I support every single day who are in the sports world that are content creators. So maybe ESPN could try to do something like that. One thing we want to do is see a better product from the NFL network. I'm not a big follower of shows on the NFL network, but it would be good to try to draw some people over there, just so you can keep the two, what I'm saying, keep the two entities at a nice level to where they're continuously growing, and then you can have your certain audiences that it can be definitely tailored to. So it's some really interesting stuff that I think is going to transpire. We're going to see if there's now a more team friendly package for NFL Sunday Ticket. I think that'll be great. I'm a Chicago Bears fan, but I love the game of football, but I don't care to watch many other teams. Maybe I'll tune in to a Baltimore Ravens team, Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills. Maybe this season, because of there's some intrigue, I might catch a few games of Cam Ward, but it's not going to be a lot of that. So maybe there will be some discussions to where they offer a team-based package, kind of like the NBA does, because I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, Chicago through and through. You see the banner behind me. I only pay for the Chicago Bulls game. I don't really care about the other teams. I could just catch them on the national stage. Or if I want to tune in, I probably catch in, a full game highlight or something like that of another team and be like, oh, snap. But most of my time watching NBA is going to be spent on the Chicago Bulls. And it's a pain in the backside, but you get the point. So hopefully they offer something like that, but we'll see. This is just a new deal that just came out. More, I'm sure there will be more to come. I'm pretty sure there will probably be some crossover in there when it comes to personalities. I'm pretty sure that there is some plan in place to help take these things to new levels. We just hope that it's all for the sake of better production, not necessarily always built around the hot take. We love some of the hot takes because it opens up for good debate, but not every single day or every single topic requires a hot take. Sometimes it's just good for discussion, and sometimes we can omit hyperbole or what if statements that typically take place every single day. Sometimes we could just have the discussion and just give a full context dialogue about what is transpiring. But that is it for me today, man. Just, well, at least for right now, that is it for me until y'all see me again on the next one. But until then, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well, man. We appreciate y'all over here. Thank y'all so much. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks